It's extremely difficult to get a narcissist to admit they're wrong because to do so would mean exposing their flaws and vulnerabilities. Because of their damaged sense of self, that would be devastating for their self-esteem. And in fact, it could result in a mental breakdown. That's little consolation to you, however, if you're dealing with a narcissist in your life. So how can you get them to admit they're wrong without destabilizing their mental state? Let's explore the possibilities. Number 1, don't talk down to them. One thing that everyone hates, narcissists and non-narcissists alike, is someone who talks down to them. When someone is condescending, it makes you feel stupid and it makes them seem extremely vain. So instead of being the judge, the teacher, or the holier-than-thou mother superior, get on the same level with the narcissist. Instead of saying, "You did this wrong," try something like, "I can see why you did it this way, but I was thinking we might do it like this. What do you think?" This way, you're treating them like an equal whose opinion you value. You're also not making yourself out to be a know-it-all who has everything their way. You're leaving it open for feedback from the narcissist. Of course, depending on the situation, you may have to be more assertive in insisting that something be done your way. For example, if you're in a romantic relationship or marriage with a narcissist and their behaviors are threatening that relationship, in this case, you don't want to come off as though you're judging them, but you need to let them know that what they're doing is not acceptable. In that case, you might try something like, "I can see that you were abused in your childhood, but your drinking is putting everything we want to do together at risk. If you have some ideas about how to stop drinking, I'm all ears. But if not, you either need to seek help or I will have to make the best decision for my own life." In this case, you're stating that you will not accept this behavior, but you understand it. You're giving the narcissist a way to save face. They can put the blame on what happened to them in their childhood. Number 2, be humble yourself. If you talk to the narcissist in terms of what is right versus what is wrong, they will see you as being arrogant and trying to show that you're superior to them. If that happens, they will resist anything you say. When you're upset about the way you're being treated, it can be hard to refrain from blaming the narcissist. But the more you try to make it seem as though they are in the wrong, the more they will fight back against what you want them to do. Instead of presenting what you want as the right way to do something or treat other people, try saying something like, "I'm not an expert at this, but I know that when you insult me, I feel very bad about our relationship. I would like it if we could both refrain from raising our voices when we disagree." In this example, you're stating right off the bat that you're not an expert, but you're expressing how the behaviors make you feel. You're stating what you need, but in a very humble way. You're also using the word "we" when discussing what you want. You're not making the narcissist feel as though they are in the wrong or that they are the only one engaging in the offensive behavior. You're putting yourself in the same boat with them and asking that you both can make changes to accommodate each other. Number 3, let someone else be the bad guy. If you point out that you're no expert on a particular topic, then you might suggest that the two of you get help with the problem. If you're having trouble communicating, you might say something like, "We just seem to have problems expressing ourselves to each other. I don't know what to do, so maybe we should ask an expert to help us talk to one another in more respectful ways." In this example, you can let a relationship counselor or other professional be the one to confront the narcissist about their behavior. You might even learn something yourself. This way, you don't have to be the one making any kind of accusation, and it could genuinely help both of you with your interactions. Sometimes it may also be necessary to get the intervention of other types of professionals. If the narcissist in your life is physically abusive, or you think they might become physically abusive, You might say something like, "I'm afraid of you when you get so angry, and I don't know how to handle the situation. I'm going to ask people who are experts at dealing with angry people to help out when you get that angry." This could refer to the police or other professionals who can help calm the situation down. You're not presenting yourself as an expert, you're not blaming them directly, and you're not asking them to change. You're simply stating that you will get help because you don't know what to do. And number 4, don't phrase things in terms of right and wrong. If you phrase things in terms of what is right and what is wrong, you're setting yourself up as an expert on morality. You're also giving the narcissist no choice but to defend themselves, so this will certainly cause an argument. Instead of telling them they are in the wrong, focus on the outcome you want to achieve and enlist their help in reaching that goal. Express how you feel about the situation, but don't phrase it in terms of what everyone feels or should feel. For example, you might say something like, "I feel frustrated when you call me names because I feel like it hinders our ability to communicate. I know you don't mean to disrespect me, and so can you help me improve our communication with one another?" In this example, you're trying to get the narcissist on your side in solving the problem. You're not presenting yourself as the arbiter of right and wrong, but you are letting them know how you feel when they engage in negative behavior. How will the narcissist respond? Narcissists are hypervigilant for any criticism, since they fear it will lead to the exposure of their true self, and so you're likely to get an argument even if you employ these strategies. As Professor Sam Vaknin, author of Malignant Self-Love, Narcissism Revisited, reveals, narcissists are awkward, tactless, painful, taciturn, abrasive, and insensitive. They will likely respond in a surprising and negative way no matter how you approach them. You have to use your own judgment and knowledge of the person you're dealing with. But these tactics will often get better results than using other, more accusatory methods. If you fear physical abuse, it's better to have these kinds of discussions in a place you consider safe, like with other friends or family members present, or in a public place. Additionally, if you show genuine concern for them and your relationship with them, they are likely to respond more favorably. Still, there are likely to be many times when they won't listen to you or respond to what you're trying to get them to do. In those cases, you have to make the best decision with your own self-care in mind. It may mean leaving them, or it may mean simply letting life teach them a lesson that you can't provide. In the latter case, don't accept responsibility for something they've done. Rather, let them learn what they need to learn. Finally, it causes the narcissist extreme psychological distress to admit they are wrong or take responsibility for their actions. Their personality disorder makes them averse to appearing vulnerable, and if they must admit they're wrong, that creates a situation where they will appear weak and vulnerable. If you're trying to make a narcissist be more accountable for their actions, you need to watch this video that explains how narcissism affects their longevity. It has some critical insights into the consequences of some of the narcissist's worst behavior. So go and watch that video next. Thanks for watching.